What time is it? Game time! Woo!
What up, YouTube? It's your boys, Detroit Love, P-Dubs, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Nostalgia with another episode of the Super GameRoom Dudes. Let's get it started.
Hey guys, happy Friday. Welcome to the Fun House. You're tuning in to another episode of the Super GameRoom Dudes, your arcade and gaming podcast show. I'm your host, Patrick P-Dubs, as always, and with me is Carl Detroit Love. How are you, Carl? Everyone say hi to Detroit Love.
Hey, everybody.
How do you
How's
do
everybody
it?
doing? I'm doing fantastic, baby. You know how I do it. Ain't even got a guess.
Fantastic. And we got Nostalgia here. How's it going, Nostalgia? Everyone say hi to Nostalgia.
How's it
Hello,
going, man?
Nostalgia.
Good, man. And we got Michael B. the Game Genie. How are you, Michael?
I am fantastic. What is happening, everybody?
Everyone rub that magic lamp and say hello to the Game Genie. Welcome to another episode of Super GameRoom Dudes. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about, as always. And every time we think that Arcade1Up is going to let us go, they pull us back in. It's like the mafia. Like we can't get out. We try to get away. They pull us back in. We thought CES was over, and apparently it wasn't. They had one more cabinet that got leaked out today. Now, what's very interesting, guys, is let me know in the chat, did any of you get your orders in for the Midway Legacy Cabinet? Because guess what, guys? Within the last 10 minutes, they have taken off the listing. It is no longer on the website. That GameStop listing was taken down. It was there 15 minutes ago. I checked before we went live, and then I checked again about 60 seconds before we went live, and it has been taken down, guys. It is not there at all. Now, P-Dubs did get his order in. I was actually very excited about this because, you know, although I have the Costco Mortal Kombat, I was excited with what I saw. I loved the shape of the cabinet. I liked the artwork. It had 12 games. Yes, the controls are going to be set up. You know, the buttons are going to be set up so you can play Mortal Kombat, right? The three Mortal Kombat games, the primary games on the cabinet. So some of the controls might be a little funky. The button mapping for some of those games, right? But honestly, do I care? No, because a lot of those games are only like 2-button games anyway, right? So who gives a crap, right? Like, as long as Mortal Kombat's mapped correctly, I'm okay with it. But I was pretty excited to see that. Did you guys order the Midway cabinet before it got taken down? We'll go around the horn here, and what are your thoughts on the cabinet? And let us know in the chat, guys, what you thought about that Midway Legacy Edition. Go ahead, Carl.
Some of us work for a living, so we didn't have all that time today to flip around. I did not. I didn't even see it.
Oh, you didn't even know about it. Okay. What about you, Michael B?
I don't think it actually came up here in Canada. That was a U.S. exclusive today.
Oh, it was? But what are your thoughts on it? Is it on your radar?
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely. You guys know I talked about this with Street Fighter. It's a great opportunity to upgrade my current Street Fighter while also consolidating and making some more space in my game room by adding the Final Fight cab to the Street Fighter. This is the exact same thing here. Here's what I found. Siri, give it up. So it's the exact same thing here. I get a better version of Mortal Kombat with a better screen, stereo sound, hopefully a little bit better controls. Plus, then I get an updated Rampage cab with, not Rampage graphics, all the same games with a little bit more, multicade like controls. So Defender will be a little easy to play. Plus, we get Root Beer Tapper, we get Wizard of War, and we also get Paperboy, which is really, really weird. And it's finally happened. John D put Bubbles on a cab. I'm so excited.
Bubbles. What about you, Nostalgia? What were your thoughts on seeing the Legacy Midway cabinet?
It looks good. I like what they've done with these Legacy cabinets. I think the design is right. I love the faux coin door. I like that it's more than 3 games. I'm just happy overall with what they've done here.
Yeah, what'd you guys think of them putting Paperboy on here? We're gonna have Paperboy. I honestly am a little. That's the game though. I'm worried how the controls are gonna work.
Oh, there's another one too. I forgot one of the games on it. It's actually Tubin. Tubin is going to be on this.
Tubin's a fun game.
Yeah. The only thing is, I always hope they do Tubin because Tubin has that weird marquee that's like the old 70s motion like image. I don't know if you know what I mean, but the water actually falls like a waterfall, like in those 70s lamps you used to be able to buy. So you kind of hope to see a real Tubin marquee,
like a lava lamp.
Yeah, not like a lava lamp. It's kind of hard to explain. Like everybody's parents in my generation seem to have some kind of weird like bar light that had like motion graphics on it somehow, and that's what Tubin's marquee is like.
Yeah. Well, I personally like it because, as always, it gives folks an opportunity, which is the whole point of these legacy cabinets, is to combine as well as upgrade your collection. Right, get more games on a cabinet, as well as get, better, if you have the original Mortal Kombat cabinet, this is definitely going to be an upgrade, right? Because it's going to have a light up marquee. It's going to have the Bowie monitor, all that kind of stuff. If you have the Costco cabinet, really you're just getting, 9 games and a little bit of different. It looks like the artwork is different, right?
No, stereo sound.
Oh, and you're getting stereo sound versus the mono speaker. Oh, and you're getting the volume toggle switch. And all that kind of stuff. Now, no Wi-Fi, but I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting them to do a Midway cabinet, but because they didn't put Wi-Fi on the Street Fighter cabinet, I was pretty certain we weren't going to see it on this cabinet. Do you think that's a miss, guys? Do you think that's a miss? Did you want to play Mortal Kombat online against each other? Let us know your thoughts. What about you, Michael B?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I was cut off guard. Someone told me I'm not allowed to say marquee anymore on here because of my accent.
Well, you can't say marquee and you can't say hard. It's hard. Oh, and by the way, folks, just so you know, we did do a status check. I don't know if you guys do this, but every time we go live, before we go live, we do a status check on Michael's dog. And guys, the dog is still dead. The dog has not moved in 8 months. The dog is dead, guys. I'm sorry. Oh man. What were we talking about? Oh yeah. So
Wi-Fi is a hit or miss.
Yeah, Nostalgia, did you want them to have Wi-Fi on the Mortal Kombat cabinet and the Street Fighter cabinets? Or is that more like Killer Instinct, it's gotta have it. I mean, that's awesome.
I don't know. I'm not like I don't really care so much about the Wi-Fi on these cabinets. For the most part, I'd be playing them with people around me. So it doesn't really bother me. I mean, I think Wi-Fi on all cabinets would be a good thing, more so for all the constant firmware releases that they have to do. That would probably be the biggest reason why I would suggest integrate Wi-Fi with all their cabinets, whether or not they plan to do online play. Just simply because, we'll talk about it later, but the firmware upgrade process right now is kind of a pain in the rear. So,
Yep. This is a great question here. Now, obviously, Code Mystics is doing the Mortal Kombat. Like he's giving it CPR, trying to resuscitate the dog. Code Mystics is doing Killer Instinct, and whenever Code Mystics touches an Arcade1Up cabinet, we usually feel very confident in it, except when they do NBA Jam online play, which we help them resolve and identify. So hopefully we won't see that with Killer Instinct, but they've done Killer Instinct before, so I have a lot of confidence that they'll make this work. But I don't think Code Mystics is doing the legacy cabinets, are they, right? And do you think that's a reason why Arcade1Up isn't going the Wi-Fi route? Is they're having someone else do these cabinets?
I just don't think they're going the Wi-Fi routes because these are the value cabs, and then they could turn around and then sell the Wi-Fi, the Street Fighter Live and the Mortal Kombat Live down the line as a separate item.
Yeah, and I agree. I don't think they're trying to get to the masses with those legacy cabinets, and then all the fanatics that want all the crazy extra stuff who's going to pay more to get those things. They'll get those, and those fanatics are going to buy the other ones as well, so they make out either way, both ways, right? So, but I think all the cabinets going forward should be connected, so you can have a better way of getting the patches to them. But I can live with any of those legacy cabinets the way they are.
Yep, we're going to talk about having fun with firmwares in just a couple of minutes here, guys. But before we do, let's switch gears real quick. Let's talk about the Buck Hunter cabinet. The Buck Hunter cabinet has been making the rounds. People have been receiving it. We've seen some review videos online from some of the YouTube community. What are your guys' thoughts in the chat after seeing those reviews? Was Buck Hunter a must-buy, or was it something you could have held off on? Nostalgia, let's start with you, buddy. What do you think about what you've seen so far for the Buck Hunter reviews, now that we're getting some content out there?
I've only seen, I think, one review video from Cool Toy. And I've had that pre-ordered for months, and it was supposed to be here for months ago, but it hasn't come yet. So I hope our contact at the Brick isn't watching, but I'm very much considering canceling my pre-order with the Brick and trying to scoop it up somewhere else if I can't get one soon. So,
and I'll jump in here. I know for a fact that the entire first shipment of Big Buck Hunter to Canada is sold out. Like, Best Buy no longer has it listed on their website. It's completely gone. If you didn't get it yet, there's a good chance the Brick didn't get them, and probably get it somewhere else if you can get it.
And I think I can do that.
Yeah.
I think I can make that happen.
Oh, also, by the way, Kamla, I will happily go 1v1 against you anytime, buddy. Anytime.
Oh, man, the trash talking begins.
Yeah, I'm sorry to jump back over there. Meatball Saucy said they can't have fighters that actually work online. That's not true. Marvel versus Capcom, X-Men versus Street Fighter works fantastic. I meant to say that earlier. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you verify that by getting on a call with the person you played against to make sure that it wasn't some sort of weird ghosting session?
I haven't done that yet. I was hoping you guys would buy the cabs so we could do it together.
Okay.
Like, are you fighting me? No, I'm fighting someone else.
Yeah, I'm fighting Spider-Man.
All right. So, Carl, what about you, man? What did you think about that light gun cabinet?
The Buck Hunter, that's just not my cup of tea. I would rather have some zombies or some craziness in there. So I'm glad that they made it. I'm glad that they started that in motion. I'm looking to, the same with the racers. I'm glad they got that, but that's not mine, the first one, but it's going to inspire mine eventually, and that's what I'm happy for.
Yeah. Hey, wish I was a rock star. I am currently not sponsored by anybody, man, so calm down. We'll talk about AtGames. We'll talk about pinball. I know you want to talk about pinball. We'll get there, buddy. Calm down in the live chat. All right. So in my personal opinion, and I think I voiced this publicly a bunch, I don't know, but then again, we might have some newer folks or folks who haven't heard it before. When it comes to the Buck Hunter cabinet, I think it's a wonderful technical achievement by Arcade1Up, as well as with the Sinden light gun technology. It's just a cabinet I have zero interest in because of the games. Honestly, guys, a hunting game is boring to me, shooting animals. I think I would play it 3 times and get bored of it. It's just not my style. Now you give me Time Crisis, you give me House of the Dead, you give me Area 51, at least give me Lethal Enforcers. I mean, give me something to shoot at that's not a deer, and I would have bought this cabinet. So I'm all in, hoping later this year Arcade1Up will announce a new light gun cabinet with a totally different style of games, and I'd be all for it. So that's my opinion.
And I think the reason why Mike likes Big Buck Hunters so badly is because he likes hurting animals. So
You're terrible. You're all terrible. Actually, no, I didn't pre-order Big Buck Hunter. I had no intention of getting it, but I always get FOMO with these cabs, and I think about I want it. I want to get it. But I also know I don't enjoy Big Buck Hunter. The only thing that has really piqued my interest during the reviews is seeing all the women that come out between rounds to bring out stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I can kind of get behind an arcade like that.
Yeah, because every time I went hunting, there were these hot chicks in the Daisy Duke shorts just coming out of the woods. Like, how you doing, man? The deer's over there. Over there, bro.
No,
bro.
I'm not a hunter. I'm not a hunter by any means. Like, there's a duck hunt variant. I've never ever played Big Buck Hunter before. There looks to be some kind of duck hunt variant, like one that might be fun, but I just don't think it's for me. And I have heard everybody said in their reviews that 17-inch screen seems a little small when you start to move back. So that concerns me a little bit. I don't know. Yep. It looks like a cool cab. I'm upset about the marquee. I wish they did more with the marquee. It didn't have to be lit, but it would have been nice to see something molded plastic or something there at least.
Mm-hmm. Now, what if it was Big Moose Hunter? You know.
That's a different story, me boy.
Well, I mean, the way I look at it too is those guys who designed that game, they're probably playing that game and they're like, you know what, guys, this game is boring as all hell. Like, what are we going to do here to spice it up? Throw some hot chicks in there. The men will buy it. That's all you got to do. Throw some hot chicks in there.
It's a bar game. I've said it since day one. There's two games that are synonymous with going out to the pub in the mid-90s to early 2000s, and it's Golden Tee and Big Buck Hunter. So they're perfect games for the stuff.
Yep. Now, the other issue I've seen folks mention is they did not put it on a Star Wars riser. They have it on a standard riser, and it's too short. That Star Wars riser would have added 3 inches, and the way I hear it, an extra 3 inches goes a long way. So, so come on, man. What's going on with that?
Story of my life.
Story of your life, Nostalgia, is 3 inches too short, right?
Jeez.
Oh man, guys, we're just getting ridiculous here tonight. Now here's what I noticed though. A couple guys did say in their reviews, I think I've seen like 4 or 5 reviews online for Buck Hunter. I watched them all. A couple guys mentioned that they felt if there was a light up marquee, it would interfere with the Sinden light gun technology. Nostalgia, you kind of know more. I haven't even taken my light gun out of the box yet, or not. My Sinden light gun, it's right over there. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that that's true, and maybe that's why Arcade1Up did it go with a light up marquee?
It's entirely possible, but I don't think that's why they didn't go with the light up marquee. I think they were trying to keep the cost down. They're licensing out these guns, and they're not necessarily the cheapest guns. So it's a whole lot more expensive to put 2 of these guns in than it is to put a typical control panel in. So, yeah, so that for sure would be it. The lights definitely can. I mean, I've got a Sinden light gun. I'm experimenting a lot with it. Depending on natural lighting and what kind of lighting you have in your house, that can affect your gameplay. Mm-hmm. And I don't see too many people talking about that, but you can certainly run into problems with too much artificial light going on.
Yep.
So I'll jump back in. Unqualified Critics in his review mentioned that he had actually put his right next to his Golden Tee arcade. Like I said, these are the 2 perfect pub games. And he accidentally shot the Golden Tee marquee at one point, and it actually registered a shot on the game. So he said there was some interference with the light up marquee if you shoot the marquee. Also, someone responded to him, because I commented on his video, and then someone responded to us both, that none of the Big Buck Hunter cabinets originally had light up marquees anyways, so it's not like they're doing anything out of the odd. You know what I mean? So apparently it's not a game with a light up marquee in the first place. So maybe that's why they didn't include one.
I got you, man. Okay. Well, in all honesty, since I'm not getting that cabinet, I don't care if it lights up or not, but you know, it is what it is, guys. I heard Angel Otero is making a light up marquee, and of course there's always Bobby Vu, the creative genius, as well. He might come up with something as well. So if you guys want a light up marquee, definitely hit up This Ability Upgrades. Angel is the marquee master for Arcade1Ups. Go ahead, Michael.
you know someone's going to put a real Bucks head on it, right? Eventually, that's going to come up.
Yeah, there's going to be some modding stuff. So if you guys recall, our CES after show is what I like to call it, right? Where we gave our reactions to everything we heard on Monday.
The one you didn't invite me to, is that the one?
Oh, shut up. You were invited. You're too busy. I got to be on the phone. I got to talk to somebody. Somebody's calling me. I have meetings. I'm an important guy. Whatever. We're just messing with you. And then he trolls us in the chat, Carl. Can you believe that? This guy, he was trolling us in the chat. All right. But we digress, guys. People's time is precious. So if you guys recall that show, I said out of the 7 or 8 cabinets that were announced, I was going to get 3 of them. I was going to get Space Ace, Tempest, and oh my God, I can't remember the last. Killer Instinct, right? Guys, I had to make a switch, which is why I pre-ordered the Mortal Kombat or the Midway Legacy Cabinet today. I've been thinking a lot about it, as well as, you know how sometimes you get excited and you're thinking, and then you end up changing your mind. It's been several days. I've been thinking about it, guys. And unfortunately, I'm not going to get the Dragon's Lair cabinet, but I was going to get the Space Ace cabinet. Either way, I'm no longer interested in this cabinet, provided they're still using this cell phone technology, right? If you guys tune into the Retro Buzz on Friday nights, they come on a couple of hours before we do. And, you know, I always watch their show. I love those guys. They're all friends of ours. So we like to watch the show and support them. They were talking about this with the cell phone thing, and it blew my mind because I didn't even think about it before. I honestly thought Arcade1Up was going to use the original arcade ROM, but if this thing is going to be compatible with an Android cell phone as your scoreboard, as that red scoreboard, it sounds like they're going to be using an Android ROM for this cabinet, right? And then I'm thinking more and more about it, and I'm like, you know what? Unless they put their own scoreboard on here, I've now changed my mind. Although remember, guys, we did the show. I pulled all these old extra phones out of my desk. I was like, which one's going in my Space Ace cabinet? I decided, you know what? I don't need to supply half the technology for this cabinet. Arcade1Up should supply it to me, right? So guys, I am no longer interested in Space Ace. What are you guys thinking about Space Ace and Dragon's Lair with now that several days have passed? Let me know in the live chat, guys. Have you changed your minds? Or are you still like, I'm getting it? Like, let me know what you guys think. Go ahead. Nostalgia, why don't you kick it off?
Okay. This is the first I'm actually hearing that they're not using the original arcade ROM. So,
well, we're assuming. Keep in mind, we're assuming because of the phone.
Okay, Phil. Sorry, I'm sure you guys talked about it. Fill me in again. So you have to hardwire your phone in, or is it all Bluetooth?
It's Wi-Fi.
It's all like Wi-Fi or whatever.
Yeah. So you can either connect through Wi-Fi or use like an AR code.
Yeah, I think the engineering that would have to go into place in order for them to use the original ROM and do that would be too expensive.
Right.
So my assumption then is, and a fair assumption would be that they are certainly not using the original arcade ROMs or a Daphne emulator. So if that's the case, I'm going to probably take a hard pass.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Michael B.
So, like I said, John D has confirmed they're using the original art, and I believe that Code Mystics is going to make a brand new version of the game that makes it as close as humanly possible to the original arcade ROM. But it's not going to be like they mentioned on the II Arcade, which I'm really excited to get and try. But I'm not sure about that because I think Jong said that they had their own version done, but it's not going to be a version that's just out there already that they cropped and made fit to a 4x3 screen. That this is right from the ground up from Code Mystics and using the original 4x3 art. So no weird things with the picture, how it looks.
Oh, well, I mean, that's fine. I mean, all power to him, but, you know, it just blew my mind when I was listening to the Retro Buzz guys talking about it. And Cool Toy made an excellent point. He said he'd be willing to pay more money for them to put the actual red LED screen in there versus you putting your cell phone in there. And I would agree with him. So for right now, guys, I told you all on Monday, I'm getting Space Ace. Arcade1Up, if you're paying attention, if it matters to you in any ways, I'm not getting Space Ace. But if you come back and say, you know what, we're going to throw a scoreboard in there, I'll get Space Ace because I'm very interested in the Space Ace artwork as well as all that, you know. So that's where I sit. What about you, Carl? What are your thoughts about all this Dragon's Lair madness?
Yeah, like I said, I was never a big player of Dragon's Lair because it was too damn hard, and I have money to be wasting on 3 seconds of play. I could get 4 seconds out of pinball back then, so you know, so yeah, so I just steered away from those, and even I have it here on my iArcade, and it's gonna take me some time to get good with it because it's all about memory, you know, it's all memory, and I'm the oldest cat out here, so I might not have too much of that
You're
left.
not
So,
that old. You're
so
only
all I,
22, man.
so
You're
all I
only
need is one cap that's gonna rely on my memory like that. Okay, we're stressing it out that with just one cap. Can't add another one to it.
I'm finding it really strange that they're not including the second screen. And I'm thinking of like the New Wave Toys product that came out, the
I know.
Dragon's Lair cabinet, and they're using the original ROM,
Mhm.
running through. I think it's running through Daphne, and
Daphne,
then
yeah.
they've got the two different screens that work independently. And I'm thinking, why are we cutting corners? If you're going to do, John D had said on one of the previous podcasts that he did that if they ever did a Dragon's Lair cabinet, they would do it right. They would do it really well, and they would do it right. And it feels like they're not really doing it really well or right now.
Not if you have to stick your cell phone, mount your cell phone on the cabinet. I mean, they can't argue with that point you just made, Nostalgia. Now, again, how much is that cabinet retailing for?
$3.99.
Okay, so you know what, Arcade1Up, I'll give you $450, man. I'll give you an extra $50 to put that LED in there. Done. You know what I mean? Like, let's make it happen.
So, I mean, I'm definitely getting this cab, even if it doesn't have the second LED screen. I mean, I love the look of it. The fact that they're mirroring the original shape is going to look amazing in my arcade, but it is really disappointing. I hope they change their mind about adding the second screen. I don't know anything about manufacturing, how much it costs to add an extra screen, but I can't imagine it's that much to add a small LED screen. And if New Wave Toys can do it with their version and how much they're charging, I don't understand how Arcade1Up charging $3.99 US can't make this work.
And they've got manufacturing capacity that's much larger than New Wave Toys. They've got distribution that's bigger. There isn't a reason why they can't. They just chose not to. So it's at the end of the day, I don't think anybody in the chat would disagree with willing to pay a tiny bit more to actually have a screen natively built into it.
Yeah. And Devil Waldo had a comment here. He goes, regardless of all this crap we're griping about like a bunch of catty high school girls, he says the cabinet does look really nice. And he's absolutely correct. The Dragon's Lair and the Space Ace. And like I mentioned Monday, since I already have a Dragon's Lair themed cabinet in my house, the iArcade, I'm not going to have two of these side by side. So that's why I wanted Space Ace. And if you ask me, Space Ace looks awesome. This cabinet looks awesome.
It does look nice, but they did say that that one's not guaranteed unless they can get enough interest, and you just pulled the plug on it, and so now it's never going to exist. Thanks, P-Dubs.
Oh, well, hey, I hit the notify me button, so that counts. They can notify me.
Okay, because you can't unnotify them. Okay,
and hopefully when they notify me, they'll say, hey, P-Dubs, this is Scott Bacharach. Just wanted to notify you that we have Space Ace in stock with an LED screen.
Did you say Smackarack?
Bacharach. Bacharach. Scott Bacharach. Or they could come back and be like, hey, yo, P-Dubs, John D, guess what? You got to use your cell phone, bro. Suck it up. And I'll be like, okay, you're not getting my $400. Sorry, man.
All right. Can I jump back in here too? Like,
No.
You didn't raise your hand.
As much as we're all complaining
Hold on,
about,
Mike, hand up, please.
You did not
All right, yes,
follow
Michael.
protocol.
as much
Yes,
as
sir.
we're all complaining about the cell phone, there
Is
was a
it me
point
or
in
does
time.
Michael B always look like he's making a right turn?
As much as we're here we go. As much as we're complaining about the cell phone, there was a point in time where we assumed that was going to be a sticker. That's better than a sticker. Let's at least give them credit for that. At least they're
Wait,
trying. Not
Who
a sticker.
assumed that?
That was the assumption everybody said for Dragon's Lair. That's a sticker. That's a sticker.
Then everybody be dumb, because that is a dumb assumption to make.
It's getting heated in here.
Man,
Dude,
nostalgia is so angry.
angry. All right, let's switch
Oh,
topics,
man.
because we got some more stuff we want to talk about. So we got a couple more things. So Michael B, you have some news for us on the Canadian front about Arcade1Up delays. What are we hearing is being delayed?
Yeah, we got notification from the Brick today that a bunch of stuff coming their way, like especially stools that they already pre-sold, are actually not coming now. So we were all really excited. There's a bunch of like stool collectors here in Canada that had already pre-ordered their Final Fight Centipede stool. And unfortunately, the Brick had to reach out to them today to notify them that they're no longer coming. So they're trying to figure out some kind of solution to help them. We don't know what's happening, but I guess with the legacy cabs coming out, maybe they decreased production of those stools. Maybe they're at the bottom of the ocean. I don't know. But anyways, we're not getting them here in Canada.
Oh,
Not even one. Not even one.
And also, somebody posted on the fan page that they got a notification from what retailer about pinball?
They said the manufacturer. I don't know how they would get through the manufacturer, but it looked like GameStop to me. They said that they were notified that their pinball, Marvel Pinball, wasn't going to be ready till mid-April.
So yeah, see, I got a phone call. I got a phone call today from the Brick, and they told me early March.
Early March, yeah.
But they didn't specify which machine. They just said your pre-orders will be available, or part of your pre-order will be available by whatever, the beginning of March is what they said. But I have like 6 cabinets with them right now, so I don't know. I have no idea which one it is.
Jamie, who's a dude, says we should get Michael B one of those paper hands on an ice cream stick that you should raise to talk. Oh, I should give you like that Saturday Night Live skit with the small hands. You should hold up your sleeve and have the small hand in there. That would be hilarious.
Next time, I promise I'm going to bring something special. I actually have an old school vintage Hulk Hogan foam finger out there somewhere, and I'll use that next time.
So you're going to give everybody the finger? That would be awesome.
The foam finger, yeah.
Or have a giant hand. You got to go do one of the two. The crowd would love it. All right, guys. So just a heads up there. Keep your eyes peeled on wherever you pre-ordered your pinball machines from. There's possibilities that these machines that they said to us on live streams would be here in January, February, might possibly be March or April. We'll have to keep our ears to the ground and wait and see if we can find out any additional information for you guys yet. I myself would find that sad because I did pre-order a couple of those pinball machines, and I feel like I've been waiting 6 months, and it sounds like we're waiting 6 months until we get them. But hey, it is what it is, right? Let's talk real quick about fun with firmware. Then we're going to switch gears to AtGames. The Miss Pac-Man firmware fix. Michael B., how did that go?
Yes,
and Nostalgia, we need to talk about these firmware because I got the Costco the Super Pac-Man here as well, and I want to talk about that firmware. Michael B., how did it go?
I'm incredibly happy with the firmware because Miss Pac-Man, I took the screen filter off. It did give me the option to change the difficulty, gave me the option to change the speed. There was a bunch of other options. Did not care about any of those. I just wanted the screen filter off, and now it looks fantastic. Both that game and Dig Dug work fantastically after the screen filter was removed. Some people online are saying that there's still some kind of emulation issue with Super Pac-Man and Pac-Mania. I don't care. I just care that the screen filter's gone. I was very happy. The only problem I had with it, though, I mean, this firmware is really, really complex to do. Like, if anybody's ever modded like an NES Classic, Nostalgia's right there, so he's going to talk about this in a minute. If you ever modded an NES Classic or an SNES Classic, you know what HackChi is. If you found that complicated, it's pretty much the exact same process to update your Arcade1Up. You basically have to install like 6 things on your computer, then make sure they're in the proper folder, and then hook up your Arcade1Up to your computer with micro USB if you have one, and then hope for the best. So it's complex to do. It's not simple. It's not as easy as it should be.
And not everybody is rolling with a laptop, guys. There's some people living that desktop lifestyle. And what does that mean? Well, you're going to have to drag your cabinet to your computer, and who knows where your computer is in your house, right? Compared to where your arcade is. So it's kind of a pain in the butt process. For instance, I had to drag this thing in here. I mean, I have laptops. I probably could have done it in the loft, but I also wanted to have at least one Arcade1Up machine behind me in the background. And going through that process as well to get access to the dip switch settings and all that stuff that they've added. Like, honestly, guys, it's just like that. This is why connected machines are so important, especially for $500 a pop these days, because it's just ease of use on the consumer, right? It is super cool. Guys, don't get me wrong. I'm not hating. It's super awesome that Arcade1Up finally found a way and released it to the public on here's how we can update fixes that are needed for these machines and these games. It's super cool that they've done that. But from the end user perspective, especially somebody who knows absolutely zero about technology, imagine if you knew nothing about how to move stuff from one folder to another. There are a lot of Arcade1Up owners out there like it. You know what I mean? And they're going to look at this and be like, oh, that's too complicated. I'm just going to accept it the way it is. You know what I mean? And not fully enjoy their cabinet. Any thoughts on that, Carl? Because you do this kind of tech stuff daily. What are your thoughts about this a cumbersome process to get these updated?
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier. That's why they all should be connected just for that purpose. Because when we talk about the CoinOps X and things like that, when you start putting these USB drives into play, people just panic and they don't know what to do. So yeah, that's not the best way to do it. It's good that they have a way to do it, but unfortunately, people are going to pass on it just because of the difficulty of it. What were you saying, Michael B? I didn't see your hand go up. So
I'm sorry. I'm going to stop raising my hand just to be rude. But the other thing about it is usually with a process like this, if it is unintuitive, which this is, normally you would have some kind of online customer support that you could call that could guide you through the process. And that is one thing they don't have. I mean, what are you going to do? Submit a ticket and ask for somebody to call you back when they're available so you can go through the update? I mean, that's a nightmare.
Well, what if they came out with like a video site or something that you can actually load an instructional video that shows you?
There is a video.
They have a video.
There is a video.
And it's not intuitive? I mean, it's still not helpful?
It's pretty straightforward, but it's pretty straightforward to me. I don't know if it's going to be straightforward to everybody.
Hey, we gotta let's go through a couple things, and we're going to answer Zero's question here. So I like seeing this kind of feedback, guys. This is why we do these shows. This is why we ask you to bring us your honest opinions and feedback. For instance, Corey says, hey man, it only took me 5 to 10 minutes. Brad says it's way too complicated. Conti says, hey man, tech support is needed for stuff like this. Someone who you could pick up the phone and talk to. Zero Hero says, okay, if you're right, then why don't we see a bunch of Pac-Mans and Super Pac-Mans on Facebook? First, I don't know which one of us he's responding to because I'm doing 3 things at once. Sometimes I miss what my co-hosts are saying. But what I said was, I didn't say people were getting rid of them. I said people are going to just say, I'm just not even going to do the update because it looks too cumbersome of a process. And they're going to just keep the cabinet as is. That's what I said. Did any of you say that people were going to get rid of cabinets? Okay, so Zero, there you go. People are just going to throw their hands up in the air and say, I'm going to live with it, right? That's it.
Absolutely. I was talking about that the other day when we start talking about adding, making MAMEs, right, where you have all these games on there. And even though Pac-Man might be on the squish screen, all that stuff, when people go to play it, they're going to play it the way it is. And whether they have a 8-gate joystick versus a 4-gate, again, they're just going to adjust their game to be they know they should be able to turn on a dime, but they didn't. But that's just how they're going to play the game because it's available that way. And the average consumer is just going to accept what it is unless one of their techie friends came over and did it for them.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, that's enough for Arcade1Up on today's show. Hey, guys, we have well over 225 people watching right now. Thanks, as always, for your support. If it wasn't for your guys' support, as well as a lovely recommendation from Jong at iArcade, something super awesome would not have happened, guys. And we wanted to definitely say thank you to all of you live right now because the Super GameRoom Dudes are we are going to be in Retro Mania Wrestling. We got added to the game in the what's the name of the arena again? I can't remember what it's
Too many games.
Too many games.
So in that Too Many Games arena, if you caught our show last week, we had the CEO Mike on from Retrosoft Studios. It's a special arena where he's added all kinds of YouTube people and podcast people and personalities. Jay and Silent Bob, all these kind of people have made it into the game. And I met Jong and I'm sorry, I did a show with Jong and Mike, and I met Mike, and him and I kind of hit it off a bit. And I didn't ask him to be in the game. Like I teased him during the live stream, like, "Oh, Macho Dubs, we got to get him in the game." Oh yeah. But I was like semi-serious, but not really serious. But if you do it, I'll be cool with it. Kind of serious, you know what I'm saying?
You sounded like Detroit Love there for a second.
Right. Well, Well, behind the scenes, guys, and I'll give you full disclosure on this show. Jong reached out to Mike and said, Mike, put P-dubs in. Put P-dubs in. Then Mike reaches out to me. He's like, you won't be in the game? I'm like, well, let me think about it. Yes! And sure enough, they got me in the game. But after they got me in the game, then I thought about it. I was like, what would be cool? Instead of P-dub sitting by himself at a table, I told Mike, I said, I will give up my spot to add my friends, right? And having my buddies next to me in this game is really, really cool. Now, guys, this is just the rough draft. They sent us a GIF. We're actually going to get some video footage, I believe, next week. So you guys can kind of see us live, like during like a game, and I'm sure all of us will share it on our channels and all that kind of stuff. But guys, this would not have been possible without all of you guys as well, all of you viewers who are tuning in every week to the Super GameRoom Dudes Arcade and Gaming Podcast Show. Greatly, greatly appreciate it.
Your average gamer noticed my hairy arms in that GIF.
Yes. Okay, guys.
That was a requirement.
It was.
All right, guys. Let's move on to talking about some AtGames stuff. So last week, Nostalgia leaked that the 3/4 scale arcade cabinet transforms. Do you guys remember?
No, that didn't happen.
He let it leak. He said it happens. It's a transform. He was like Mark Wahlberg in the 5th Transformers movie. It's a transformer. You know what I mean? Like he was telling everybody all about it, about how the screen rotates and everything. Ain't that right, buddy?
No, that's not right. But
all right,
I'll play in.
I'll
lean into this. Let's go.
All right. So
we'll play your reindeer game.
So we're going to introduce a new segment every week on the Super GameRoom Dudes where Nostalgia breaks NDA. It's called For Real with Nostalgia. Every week, guys. For Real with Nostalgia is going to be our new segment every week where Nostalgia breaks NDA and tells us what's going on behind the scenes. He leaked it once. And that's all I can say, man. More leaks coming every week. Nostalgia, what do you got for us this week, buddy? All eyes are on you.
I got nothing for you. I really don't have anything for you. I'm sorry.
He had no idea I had that put together.
I need that picture, please.
Oh, man. I will send that to you. But yeah, guys, so now on, guys, do me a favor. Whenever Nostalgia says anything, when he's done talking, I want you guys to look at me like, for real? There you go. There you go, guys. For real with Nostalgia. I love it. I think that looks great. You can come on back now.
Good job. Did you make that, or did you have somebody make that?
I had somebody make that. You think I can do that crap? No,
no,
man.
I don't. That's what I asked.
Yeah. Secret of YouTube, guys. We always hire graphic artists. You know what I mean? So yeah. Woo. All right. You for real.
Oh man.
What's up, man? No, okay.
I'm impressed and disappointed at the same time. It's like it's just emotional.
All right. So we're going to try and not get ourselves in trouble here, guys. A lot of folks have been asking about Legends Pinball shipping updates. When are orders being fulfilled and all that kind of stuff? Now, I know not all of my viewers, not all the people in the world on YouTube are in these Facebook groups, but just a heads up here, Stephen Haywood got to talking with PK, and if you haven't seen this update yet, let me try.
I still can't see it.
I know. I'm going to go full screen here. Let's take a look at the tech buzz, and that way, guys, if it doesn't come to fruition, you guys can blame the tech buzz and not P-dubs. Excuse me, I'm choking here. So for those wondering about when Pinball will ship, we heard from PK that more tables are shipping this weekend, and that is true because a lot of folks on the fan page have been making comments that they placed their orders or showing pictures of their back box that arrived and they're just waiting on the main cabinet. Also, starting next week on Mondays and Tuesdays, folks who are elected in wave 1, you'll get an email to complete your purchase. So guys, make sure you check your spam folders and make sure Mondays and Tuesdays you look to see if you've received an email from AtGames. If come Wednesday you haven't received an email, well, that means your name didn't get picked out of the hat. Don't go into a fan forum screaming, yelling, what's the status of your pinball? Just wait until the next Monday or Tuesday. AtGames will give you some time to respond. And after you get your payments in, the pinball machines are going to be shipping shortly thereafter. So the pinball machines, guys, are going to start moving a little bit quicker starting next week, or at least we should start seeing some activity, order fulfillment, and all that kind of stuff. So, guys, this is a good thing. This is something to be positive and happy about. I know a lot of folks are waiting on their Legends pinball machines. Nostalgia, anything you want to add to that, or did you think I covered it all? Any thoughts on that?
You, sir, did a good job.
There you go. All right. Every time you talk, we're just going to put that on the screen.
I'm okay.
Carl, can you move to the left about 3 inches?
4 inches.
My chair
Remember,
doesn't have
3 inches
wheels.
usually isn't enough.
Just move over a little bit, will you? Slide over. Slide.
My chair doesn't have wheels on it.
Slide to the right. Slide to the right.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to do it, are you? Move. Come on, man. Show them.
What do you got? Ants in your pants and you want to dance? What's going on here?
You want to show
Oh,
people
man.
your Legends pinball? Come on,
I
Carl.
have a Legends pinball?
You
Is that
have
a-
a Legends pinball.
Is that a Legends pinball?
Move your chair, brother.
Let's see.
Right there?
No, that's not the
anything.
Legends pinball. Where's the Legends?
Move.
There it is. Whoa! Right next to his modded
Whew.
toy shock.
Brad, how do you know what I have? You know, it's not like I did a live show or anything like that. Oh, yeah, I just got this today. And
What are your early thoughts? You haven't had it out of the box that long.
no, I just put it together just before the show. So I don't have much experience with it. I mean, the screen is beautiful. I can tell you that. I thought 24-inch was good enough, and now I know it's not. Okay, that's the biggest thing I got out of it.
Bigger is better. That's what they say.
Bigger is better. I thought better was better, but now I know that bigger is indeed better. Sorry, Nostalgia.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Boy.
But I'm impressed with the size of it, the screen quality. But I just got to get my VPX out of that into there, and then I'll be good.
Hello,
Oh.
there is my old
Wait
friend.
for that OCP program.
Yeah, I got my stuff ordered, and it should be here probably next week.
Cool.
I'm not
Now-
wasting time on this.
I'm not even remotely jealous. Not even remotely.
You've been staring through me. I can feel it. That's why your hands was down, because you clenching. Like I want to strangle him because he's got it. You know why you hate me? I told you put the haterade away, get some coffee, and you kept the haterade with you. Guys in
Now-
the chat, is it okay for Michael B to be so angry at me because I paid my money, I paid my hard-earned money. My wife don't even know about it. Okay, she's gonna come down here, and then I'm gonna have a black eye next time you guys see me.
Please tell me you
spam
made another
one.
video sneaking it in.
I will.
No, because we have snow out there. Otherwise, I would have. And plus,
but-
it's too heavy.
Behind the scenes before we went live, Detroit Love told him, stop drinking haterade, go get a cup of coffee, because you guys know Michael B likes to drink his cup of coffee during the show. Man, we are on fire tonight. We're not even gonna be friends tomorrow. They're gonna be like, these guys are they're gonna be like Retromania Wrestling, starring the Super GameRoom Dudes, who aren't doing a podcast show
Yeah.
together anymore.
I'm gonna end up being like his dog, if
I'm just
if he
kidding.
gets any closer to me.
I'm just kidding. But guys, I don't know if this message isn't going to resonate, because I think a lot of people are impatient and they just want it now. But for those of you who are calm, cool, and collected, let's put it this way. The Legends Pinball Machine came out, and there's a few dozen out there, and more are trickling every day. And we're going to start seeing big waves coming out. But guys, if you were upset that you didn't receive one, don't be. Because this thing had some firmware issues, right? It had some stuff that needed addressed, and also some of the key features that you guys want to use, such as local streaming over your local network. Let's say I have a PC that's got pinball on it, and I want to locally stream it to the pinball machine. That's not even activated yet, even as of today. As well as if you wanted to hardwire OTG, that's not activated through the ports by the back box yet. Guys, there's still stuff that is getting finalized and getting ready. So in all honesty, by the time you guys receive your machines, everything's going to be up and running. And the only ones who are stressing out about it are guys like me, Detroit Love, the Tech Buzz, as well as people who are in the program with AtGames who are testing and getting things set up for VPX and all that kind of stuff. And guys, yes, VPX will run on both monitors. As we've said in several shows and streams, there's a way to get it done. We've already seen it in action behind the scenes, and we can't wait to start making content on it. We're just waiting for parts and firmwares and things to go live. So in all honesty, guys, I understand the stress and the impatience. but take it as a good sign that your pinball machine is going to work right out of the box, whereas everyone else who got it early has had to deal with the early adopter syndrome. You know what I'm saying?
And I would guess that you're going to get it sooner than the other competitors, unless you play one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
true.
coming. It's
True.
coming.
True. Yeah.
P-Dubs, a lot of people are asking how that well-played pinball machine is.
Well, we talked about it on the show, and I did a live stream, and I'm actually going to film my actual review for it this weekend. So I'm going to try and film both pinball reviews this weekend for the Legends Pinball and for the Well Played. If you guys caught the live streams, you guys kind of know my thoughts already, but you
said it was the best pinball machine you've ever played, and you said it was better than any mechanical pinball machine you've ever played too. I was surprised.
For real, dude.
Yeah,
That's
for real.
For real.
I'm confused. That's a pinball machine? I had no inclination that was pinball.
Yeah, I thought that was like.
Yeah. So my wife loves it. I do not. I would like to gut it and turn it into something different. My wife wants me to keep it as is. But I can mod like the speakers, the back box, the button.
Did she say why? Did she just like the games, or
she likes the games? She likes the height because this thing is on like daddy long spider legs. She just she just really likes the games. And I told her, I'm like, baby girl, the game's gonna be on that Legends Pinball. Like, girl, like you crazy girl. Like, gonna be on the Legends Pinball. And she's all like, and they'll be in 1080p. They'll be prettier. That P means pretty. 1080 pretty. You know what I mean? And she's all like, oh no, that's your machine. This one's mine. So guys, I'm in a tough spot. This crap is overflowing through my house. And if I want to keep her happy, I gotta let her keep her favorite machine, right? You know what I mean? But in all honesty, I would rank it.
Excuse
go
me.
ahead, buddy. Yeah,
Excuse
go
me.
ahead.
Why is every time I move like this, Michael heads on like a bobblehead?
Look at that Detroit love. He's just so smug.
He's getting mad.
It's like, why are you so angry, brother? You our brothers from the north. We don't have these type of problems up there.
I was gonna say, usually like Canadians can't even get angry enough to be mad. Like it's usually not a thing. But Michael, man, you're giving us all a bad name.
Yeah.
You and your hard H's and whatever else you do.
And your little shaky head, man. Hadn't stopped moving. Why don't you move? Try it like this, Michael. See if it works that way.
Oh, what's funny, guys, if you don't know who Jason is, go check out the Third Floor Arcade on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel. He covers a lot of Arcade1Up stuff. And Jason, what I got to tell you, man, is if I build an addition to my house, maybe another level, I would then have a third floor. So it would be like the third floor loft with P-dubs. And you might come after me, send me a cease and desist and all that kind of stuff. And I don't need any more of those letters in my life. Ain't that right, Nostalgia?
Yeah, those cease and desists. Those are no good. And then we've got like guys, I'm assuming guys like Jamie in our chat that are sending a cease and desist after every single one of our shows. So
he does. He sends us a cease and desist. I'm gonna have to cease and desist on your episode because Michael B's shirt was inside out. That was uncalled for.
A little bit of inside knowledge about Third Floor Arcade and Jason. He recently broke his streak because every single one of his Arcade1Up reviews, he has his cabinet placed in the exact same place. When he did his big Buck Hunter cab, he moved it and he cursed himself. He jinxed it.
Oh yeah, that threw me for a loop, bro. I was like, am I watching the right channel? That's not where that cabinet belongs during the review. That thing was messed up, Jason. Go put that cabinet back where it belongs and reshoot that review.
I think he's got to reshoot the review. He's got no choice.
I agree. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I concur.
What else do we have at games related? So they added some additional games to the ArcadeNet. They added a couple of games that are also on the iArcade, so I thought that was kind of cute. And then also, whatchamacallit? Did any of you guys sign up for ArcadeNet yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, I have the 3 months the Sam's Club thing, but I signed up previous to that with the month-to-month thing, and so now I have to wait till that ends so I can actually plug in my Sam's Club discount.
Yeah, so with the Arcade Net, you get the 22 Gottlieb games, and from my personal experience, the games play well. Obviously don't look the best, but if you walk in thinking they're going to look like how they look on your Xbox, you're sorely mistaken. And then, of course, they play really well, you know. But the one thing I find cumbersome is the fact that your flash drive X gets coded to that device, right? So you can't travel the flash drive X. So basically, you know, you guys know me, I have every AtGames product that's been released so far. So if I want to play those games on the Gamer Pro or the Gamer Mini or whatever, either I keep reformatting and re-downloading the same USB, or I travel the USB, or I just go with like 6, right? And you guys remember when Flash Drive X and Add-on X and all that stuff came out? We were all like, you're only going to need one flash drive forever. Like, I made a fun video, like, from now on, you're only going to need one. And you could get rid of this key ring of USBs. Well, now the key ring is back. That's my only complaint with the whole flash drive X thing. You know what I'm saying? But I understand why they're doing it, is for security, to avoid ROM sharing and all that kind of stuff. Looks like Brad signed up. Keon says he's going to sign up. Saltbris did the 6 months for $60. That's what I did as well. Plus my 3 months of ArcadeNet from the Sam's Club purchase. That's 9 months for $60. Yeah, it might seem a little high compared to like an Xbox membership, but still, it's 9 months of ArcadeNet, and I'll see where it goes, right? 9 months from now, if they haven't added mind-blowing games and features and that lobby and the leaderboards and all that stuff they promised us a month ago, I'll cancel it. I'll tell you guys, like, I'm not interested in it. But that doesn't mean I don't like AtGames. That just means they have one feature I'm not going to use. Kind of like Cloud Pinball. I don't really play Cloud Pinball all that much because I'm just not a big fan of it. It doesn't mean AtGames is a bad company. It just means they have one feature that I'm not a fan of. You know what I'm saying? Michael B,
he's itching to say something.
What's going on, brother? He's going to jump out
of
it.
I like the ArcadeNet subscription just because I like playing pinball so much on my Legends Gamer Pro. And I mean, adding those 22 tables, I can't get the pinball table right now in Canada, so that's a huge bonus for me. I can play them natively through my Legends Gamer Pro. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get it. I haven't had time to actually go through the process. So I think that's a really great option, and I'm interested to see what else they're going to add to ArcadeNet now that it's out of beta.
Yep, they added a couple of new games. Nostalgia, do you think on ArcadeNet, and you don't have to, I don't want you to get in trouble, but do you think we'll see like any, like, can you give us like anything like really modern, like something really cool to stream via ArcadeNet? Like, besides the retro stuff, do you think they'll also go modern is my question. You know what I mean? Like Marvel versus Capcom 2, you know what I mean? Like more modern, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think, man? Give me something. Tell me something.
We already did the for real segment.
No, I'm not asking to break NDA. I'm just asking, is it possible, or are we only going to be looking at all these older retro games? You know, the older arcade games.
I'm going to be very, very careful.
Yeah, I want you to
be what I say.
I don't want you to get in trouble. I'm just curious for my own knowledge. Go ahead.
Let me put it this way. ArcadeNet is in an advantageous position because it's not limited by hardware. So really the sky's the limit. That's really all I can say.
Right, because you're leasing that super powerful graphics card, right?
Well, yeah, it's you're streaming from a server, and the servers have very substantial hardware. So, I mean, do I anticipate we're going to see AAA games that are going live on the PlayStation 5 and what? No, I don't think that's going to happen, or at least not for a very long time. But are we going to stick only to like 16-bit? I don't think that's very likely either.
All right. Okay. Well, that's cool. And that's my personal opinion. Guys, let me know in the chat if you agree with me. Yes, we have a lot of these older retro games, like Nostalgia said, 16-bit games, but AtGames, if you want people to sign up for this subscription service and not play these games via add-on methods, via our own ways, right? Those same games. And those games run locally off a USB versus streaming. I really hope AtGames you add some really cool games, like some really cool stuff. Like, man, something so cool, I'll be like, man, I need a subscription because I want to play that game. They got to add some better stuff. And I think a lot more people will jump in. Does that make sense? Like the lineup right now today is not good enough for 5,000-10,000 people to say I'm going to sign up today. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, and the way I look at it the same way I look at iArcade. Okay, I buy this cabinet today. They got this store, but the store is not ready for prime time yet. They're working on it. They're building it. They're developing it. I look at Arcade.net as the same way. They're building this technology. They got to get some people in on it to be able to have it grow. You know what I mean? They're gonna. The thing I like about AtGames, and again, you guys all know I'm late to the bandwagon as far as understanding that family of products and the connectability of it. They're always upgrading. They're always making it better. It's not a static product, and of course, Arcade.net is not going to be that way as well. It's going to be forever moving and growing and getting better. So yeah, at the start of it, it's the cost of the early what do you call it? The
Early
early adapters tax.
adopter. Mhm.
Yeah, early adopters tax. You know what I mean? You have to have some people believe in it and try it out in order for it to grow. And like anything, the more people you get on it, I think that cost is going to go down.
Yes, as long as they get Cuber in there, everyone's going to sign up. That's all they got to do. Just get Cuber is the hidden weapon that all these arcade companies are avoiding. And guys, remember, you heard it here from Nostalgia. PlayStation 5 games are coming to Arcade.net. For real? PlayStation 5 games, you heard it here, guys, are coming to Arcade.net. And that's your for real update of this week. Ain't that right, buddy?
That's right. Yep. Every PS5 game that is coming out, whether it's an exclusive to Sony or not, it's all coming at games. That's right. Every one of them.
Some Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. Yep. Every single one.
You know what's gonna happen is when the show ends, Nostalgia's gonna be like, P-Dubs, we need to talk. Let's get started.
Well, see, the kicker is that all those PS5 games that are coming to the AtGames ecosystem, they're all actually going to run natively too.
Wait, hold on. Say that again.
They're all going to run natively. It's not even streaming. They'll just run on the hardware.
Oh,
And they'll download in 2 minutes versus 50 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's actually we just benchmarked it. It's 45 seconds per title.
Okay, now you're just pulling my leg. You're just
yes, of course. I'm pulling.
Like a minute ago.
Did you think he was
I'm all
for real?
I thought he was for real, but he's not for real. Oh man, we're gonna beat that horse to death in one episode. We're not gonna be able to reuse that.
No, you have to now. It's gonna have to become like a standard thing for this show.
Well, you gotta say for real.
No, I will not give you that soundbite.
You gotta say for real, so I was gonna make a video, like a 5-second thing, a transition. Can you just say for real?
No. Yes. No.
All right, guys, let's talk about something really cool. As you guys know, I'm a big Star Wars nerd. Super excited to hear that Ubisoft is going to be working with. Can
you say that one more time?
I say Ubisoft. I probably say it wrong. It's Ubisoft. I like
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. Either way, guys, let's stay focused here. We're running over. So I'm super excited about. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Now my monitor just went haywire on me. See what happens when you guys distract me. But yes, guys, Ubisoft is working with Lucasfilm on the next Star Wars game. So does this mean is EA going to be out of the picture? I mean, Squadrons did not do so well. Hell, Squadrons has been marked down to $20 or less at most places. I was super hyped for this game. If you guys follow my channel, I was super hyped. And guess what, guys? After I played the game, it wasn't that great. Like, I did not find it awesome in any way. In fact, I found it annoying and troublesome. So I'm not surprised that they're bringing someone else in. Now, what's interesting is all the articles, both EA, the folks at Lucasfilm, as well as the folks at Ubisoft, all did the political game correctly. All of them in their articles were like, oh, we're all looking forward to all working together. We're all working together. But I think it's a sign of the times that maybe they're going to be switching over to Ubisoft. What do you guys think about this? Nostalgia, what do you think about this, man? You love the modern console game stuff.
Yeah, I don't think they're switching over to Ubisoft as like an exclusive Star Wars IP agreement there, especially with the success of what was that game called, Fallen Order, Fallen Order.
Yeah, Fallen Order did well.
That was a really good game, and that was EA. And from my understanding, there is a sequel in the works. So I don't anticipate that this is going to be a one and done deal. I think that they're probably going to have different styles. From what I was reading about this, it's going to be open world, which is very different than what EA has done and plans to do with the series. So for me, the more the merrier. Honestly, I tend to love these types of games.
Michael says he worked there and they sucked as a company. Michael, did you leave them a review on Glassdoor? Can we go check that out? A lot of folks are saying Fallen Order is really good. I really enjoyed Fallen Order. I haven't beaten it though. Like I got so far. If you guys are friends with me on Xbox, you'll see where I'm at with the achievements. I didn't beat it yet, but I loved it. And then I ruined it for myself. You know what I did? One day I fell into what you like to call the internet black hole, where you're playing around on your phone, looking at Facebook videos, YouTube videos. And all of a sudden I started watching like all the cutscenes to the end of the game. And when I saw the endings, I ruined it for myself. I was like, oh, I don't even want to play now. Like,
Why would you do that?
I already know what happens because I don't do that. Like for Phoenix Immortals Rising, which I've been playing the hell out of. I'm very far in that game. I haven't watched. I watched like those initial reviews, but anything online that's like a spoiler about like the endings, I've avoided, right? Because I don't want to ruin the game for myself. But
yes,
sure,
I just beat it. I beat it there. What was it, Wednesday night? So let me tell you all about it.
Yeah, do it.
So
You're not going to believe this.
So what happened is I ruined Fallen Order for myself. I watched all the cutscene endings and I was like, oh, that's how the game ends. Oh, okay. Well, you know, and then like I go to play it and I'm like, oh shit, I already know how it ends. I'm not even going to bother. You know what I mean? I moved on to the next game. I ruined it. Have you guys ever done that? Have you ever ruined a video game for yourself? Go ahead, Carl.
Oh, I wanted to say we should have a new episode called Haterade where Michael B spoils something on one of the latest games.
Yeah.
I got to give
he's so smug.
I got to give a shout out to Kev Gret. I'm sure he's in the chat, or if he's not, I still want to give a shout out to him because I've been doing the live stream for Immortals Phoenix Rising. And man, I must be a complete moron because some of these puzzles, I'm sitting there scratching my head for like 15 minutes trying to figure it out. And then Kev Gret just comes along in the chat room and is like, hey, by the way, do this. This is how you solve it. And if he didn't come around, I would have sat there for like an hour, my entire stream, just like looking at the screen like a moron, trying to figure out how to solve some of these puzzles. So
yeah,
man.
man.
I've watched a couple of your streams. You do.
It's embarrassing. Yeah, it's rough.
Kev Gret did the same thing earlier when I did this live stream on the pinball. I'm sitting here with the jacks open, didn't have a clue. He was like, hey, do this. I'm like, oh, that's how you do it. Thanks.
It's so funny because when I see Nostalgia live streaming Phoenix Rising, and I'm like, I am so far ahead of him right now. I'm like,
I only play when I live stream though. So
okay.
No, I do. Literally, like I'll play while I'm live streaming. Then when I stop the live stream, I don't touch the game until I live stream again. So
what I don't like about the you know, I mean, they're like ripoffs of Zelda shrines, right? But they're all pretty you know, just put the ball here in the hole, right? Put the weights on the block here, make it weigh this much. You know what I mean? Oh, shoot the arrow at the target. Like they're very simple. You know what I mean? They're not exciting. Like the vaults are probably my least favorite part of that game because honestly, they're kind of boring to me. It's like put the ball here, put the block here, grab the lightning bolt, move on with your life. You know what I mean? So with Phoenix Rising. Oh, but we digress. Guys, what do you guys want out of a new Star Wars game? So for me, like they haven't really revealed what this is going to be. I would love it to be open world, but can we like go like to the Old Republic? You know what I mean? Is that possible?
no.
I would love to see that. You guys don't want to see that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
For Star Wars, like have them do something set 500, 1,000, 10,000 years.
Well,
Is that like when Spock was there? Is that what you mean?
Enough. Stop.
It's kind of tough to do that because they're also making a Knights of the Old Republic 3 game, aren't they? So are you going to make 2 in the same time frame?
That's true. That's true. I didn't know that. So what would you guys want out of this game? Guys, put it in the chat. What do you guys want? If they can't do Old Republic, but it's an open world game, what do you want it to be? All new characters, all new storylines, or what? What do you think, Michael B?
I don't know, man. Like you could play as that character from. I didn't watch any of these, but the Clone Wars show. I think her name is. She was in Mandalorian this past season. Asuka. You could play as her. I definitely want to play as a Jedi, and you got to go world to world, which is something I've never seen in an Ubisoft game before. So that'll be interesting. Like you can't stay on one planet the entire time.
Oh, an open world Mandalorian game. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
about
that'd be amazing.
Like, what if it was just like, what if you were the Mandalorian, right? And you're just going around doing all kinds of like bounty hunter missions and stuff. Come across Boba Fett, kick his butt. That'd be awesome. Super excited. Did you guys all watch the end of the Star Wars Mandalorian? Has everyone seen the end? Did you guys also watch the final credits?
I haven't even seen the beginning.
Oh,
I just played the Arcade1Up Star Wars for the first time this weekend. So
I saw that. Yeah,
that was pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe I get hooked on Star Wars again.
Star Wars is awesome. I'll never not love it, except the last 3 movies. They were terrible.
I keep saying I'm gonna go and watch all the movies because I've never watched all of them all the way through.
But I will tell you, Rogue One is the movie that gave Darth Vader his cojones back. You know what I'm saying? Like that's.
I haven't watched that one.
You haven't watched Rogue One? Oh, you need to watch it. You need.
I haven't. I'm trying.
It's got a really good ending. That's all.
I watched Solo, and I think one other one.
Solo was terrible in my opinion, but Rogue One put the wars back into Star Wars, and it also gave Darth Vader his cojones back.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
To who?
Who let the dogs out?
Oh, you hear the barking? Oh, that's my wife. That's my wife coming home from work.
Oh, your dogs are alive. Big man.
Yeah, we never hear your dog. We never hear your dog at all.
We haven't seen the dog since the incident.
Episode 2, I think it was.
Episode 2, when the dog, and for those who are new, way back on episode 2 of the Super GameRoom Dudes, Michael B dropped a full coffee mug on his dog, and all we heard was a like this horrible sound.
And then complete silence.
And then it stopped, and it
complete
was like
silence.
It was like he stamped his feet on the ground. He was like he was trying to shut it up.
He was finishing the job, is what he was doing.
Right, and then this is all that was left.
It's the worst too, because like I'll send you guys pictures of the dogs and they're always like asleep and you're like, they're dead.
Right.
Dead.
I mean, is it not possible to get a picture with the dog's eyes open? Has it?
The dog is dead.
Yeah. I mean, you even make videos for a living. We could see a video even if you held your phone up. We've never seen it move.
It doesn't exist.
His eyes are always closed.
Mm-hmm.
He sleeps 24 hours a day, apparently.
It's true.
Now, guys, this week we did our standard updates on arcade and gaming news. Next week, although we said it last week, we said this week was going to be a mega show. I was reading the dates wrong. Next week's the mega show. We're going to have a lot of people on. We're going to have a lot of folks on. So next week will be a mega show. That's what the mega powers unite. I can't give you any more hints, tips, tricks, or anything like that, guys. So you definitely don't want to miss next week's show. Next week is going to be a lot of fun. Also, we're going to be introducing some cool segments for the show for 2021. We're going to spice things up, make it a little more different and a little more exciting. We're also going to get you guys more involved in the show. It's going to be really cool, guys. So hang in there. I think we really had an awesome first episode last week of 2021. This week, standard. But starting next week, guys, we are going to kick it into high gear and still be your favorite arcade and gaming show. As always, guys, make sure you subscribe to all the hosts. Don't forget to tune in next Friday. And Carl, whenever you're ready, bro, I'm ready. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much.
All right, guys, make sure you go and check out our channels and watch some videos and subscribe if you hadn't. We appreciate you. Until next time, we'll see you without your haterade there, Michael B, on the web.
For real.